Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sminkel. My name is Chris and I will be your host this evening. We are back in Marwell Manor with another one of Farmer Fred's vlogs in his journey to becoming a farmer. So, a couple of things have changed since the last time we spoke. Firstly, I got a couple of beehives. I love honey. Honey is good for you. I'm looking forward to an infinite supply of free honey. Awesome. Second thing, we are repaying, before I forget, a piece of the loan. We already paid the interest for the past week. I just forgot to pay the capital amount, before they start complaining. Thankfully, everything can be done over the internet. And then I spent a couple of days mowing, rowing and baling our grass field. The bales have been lying there for a couple of days now, so they should be on their way to fermenting. I picked up the Ursus bale stacker because I'm not doing that manually again. We unfortunately do not have enough money to get the flatbed as well, in order for me to execute my master plan, but it's gonna be a lot easier picking it up with this thing than manually stacking. I know we're going to have to make a couple of trips because I think there's, if I remember, 56 bales from this field, which is quite a few. So it's going to be, what's that, 7 trips? Yeah, 7 trips with this thing. It only takes 8 bales at a time, so yeah, it's gonna take some time, but honestly I don't want to manually stack again. The last time I did that, I almost lost the trailer and the load twice. That was not the ideal bale trailer to use. I'm sure a flatbed would be much better, but we'll hopefully find that out next time we actually have a crop to mow. But for now, we're going to do it this way, a small load at a time. I just thought I'd bring you guys back before I start selling everything, to show you how the auto stacker works, and basically our first sale at the barn. I mean, it's the first time I'm going there, to be honest, so I'm excited. I actually don't know what, I can check what they're going to pay me. Let's do that. They did send me a, what do you call it, price list, I suppose, for what the current prices are, for the various crops in the various areas. So if you move over to silage, we're getting 361 pounds per 1,000 liters, so that's gonna be just over 1,400 pounds per bale, which means just short of 9,000, between 8 and 9,000 for a load. So if we take into account that we're doing 7 loads, and at least 8,000 a load, it's going to be more than 8,000 a load. 7 loads, 8,000 a load, 56. Interestingly enough, that's going to be more than 8,000 a load. That has to be, because if it's 1,004 per bale, we have 2.8, it's 5.6, 10, it's 11,000 per load. Yeah, it's going to be 11,000 per load, and 7 loads is 77,000. 70,000. Oh, wow, that is a piece of money right there. Wow, okay, 77,000. I'm looking forward to that in my bank account. Luckily, I think the barn is fairly close. It's at the Southview farm, I think. This should be it. No, Southview's farm, yes. Just open the gate there. and the barn is there at the back. Brilliant. Should be able to turn around in here. And let's get offloading. Hopefully it fits under the roof. Here we go. 11,500 per load. Yeah, it's gonna be over 80,000. Lovely. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a big chunk, which means we should be able to afford the whole flatbed setup for the next time. That's brilliant. I mean, if that's gonna be what, 120,000 that we have in the bank, we can actually buy another field. And we can't really do a lot with the field, but because we don't have more equipment. But options. All of a sudden, there are options. It's exciting times. I mean, I'm actually impressed. And we don't have a case here that they're not willing to buy, because like I said, they're actually stockpiling on behalf of the farmers. I think we're probably going to have to I don't know, mix it up a little bit. Maybe next time, just to keep stock to an acceptable level, maybe next time we just do plain grass bales, or maybe we can expand into hay bales. I mean, that's gonna be an option. Really? Yeah, that could be an option. I mean, hay bales are not as profitable as silage bales, but at least if we do that, we won't be overstocking, let's say, the barn. So I think, it's possibly the smart business move. Less profit for us, but I mean, in the long run, you have to think about continuity. The ability to keep on doing what you're doing. Let's get these last 2 bales. Okay, that's it. Full load. Let's go drop it off again. I also heard that there's local contracts of farmers where they buy bales directly from the supplier, or directly from the farmers that create them, basically bypassing the barn. It's normally with big orders, so the barn stocks, and then with all the smaller purchases, that's obviously the ideal thing to do. But you have farmers that want like 100, 200 bales at a time, and they're willing to pay obviously a higher price than what the barn is paying me, for example. But they're still going to buy cheaper than what they would purchase for at the barn. So it's kind of a win-win. I get a better price for my bales, the farmer gets cheaper bales, and they get it delivered directly to them. They don't have to go through the middleman. There's not always contracts like that available. You can't have every farmer buy 100 bales, every 3 months, or however long it takes for the next available cut, mow, whatever you want to call it. It's already, what's that, 23,000. This is gonna make us a lot of money. Okay, let's get going. So I'll keep my ears on the ground for contracts like that. I mean, at the moment we can only supply 50 at a time every couple of weeks, so maybe not like the larger contracts, but yeah, I kind of feel bad for circumventing the barn on small volumes like this. I say small volumes, 50 is quite a few bales, but I mean, if you have a large cow, sheep, whatever farm, you're going to be using a whack ton of bales, because I mean, animals eat a lot. So I'll keep an ear on the ground for those, you know, put my name out there. A lot of the time, you know, it's all about people knowing that you're there. So if they know that I'm a supplier for the barn, they should be able to get my contact details and get in touch with me directly. You know, it's a small community and people talk. Hopefully they only say good things, but yeah, you can't always control what people talk about. I mean, you can't control what people talk about unless you feed them precise information and, you know, start your own rumors, whatever the case might be. But anyway, I'll continue loading and offloading, and I think what I'll do is I'll bring you guys back once we're closer to done. See what the finances stands at. This is a lot easier than manually loading a wagon, and it's not like the barn's far away. In Riverview we had the issue that the barn was quite a bit of a drive away, and here it's literally around the corner. It only takes a couple of minutes to drive from a field to the barn. What I could do, you know, given that we could get contracts directly from the farmers, but like I said, it's going to be large quantities, we can maybe invest in another grass field. Yeah, depending how much money we make, obviously, and how much we have and what the prices of the grass fields are, but you know, we could invest in another field and expand the expand the grass business. Not necessarily silage, but you know, we could go into hay. You know, I might really consider that and look into that. That could be a way to, I suppose, in the short term, get more funds going. If I can learn to reverse. But yeah, I'm gonna continue doing this. See how much we end up with. Speak to the local land merchant, if I can call it that. Check if the Lord of MARWELL is willing to sell a piece of land, and we can go from there. And even if there's not grass on the field, we can lease a sowing machine, cultivated sowing machine, you know, everything is necessary, and get grass in the field. You know, I don't necessarily have to buy a field that's already grass. It'll be easier, but maybe this field here, it's not a massive field. It's again close to the store. It's a little bit further from our farm than this field, but close to the barn, and that's if we sell to the barn. It depends on where the farmers are. But anyway, I'll bring you guys back later.
I remember the feel of the air touch my skin. Am I real? 'Cause I felt something leave from within. I feel empty. Have I got nothing left to give? Am Am I living? 'Cause I only felt alive with him. I'm driving in the night, the hood down. It's when I feel alive, when no one's around. The darkness deep inside comes to light now. But it's alright, it's alright. I can break no heart if I got none. I won't break apart if I stay on the run. But sometimes in the night I miss the sun. Why did darkness come? I felt my body break, my heart give up. Why did darkness come? I felt the lightning shake me into hell. Why did darkness come? I wanna stay in here where I feel known. Why did darkness come? Something keeps waking me up. Why did darkness come? Why did darkness come? Break, my heart give up. Why did darkness come? I felt the lightning shake me into hell. Why did darkness come? I wanna stay in here where I feel known. Why did darkness come? Something keeps waking me up. Nothing left to give. Break apart. Darkness with him. Why did darkness
And that's it. Final load. Lovely. Let's check the old bank statement and see what we were paid in total. 80,978. That's relatively close, saying 80,000. Leaves us with a grand total of 114,586. That's very healthy, I think. Considering everything we went through, that's very healthy. I mean, I did pay the installment on the loan. I paid the interest. I bought new equipment, the front mower and side mower. I bought the Ursus trailer. I think life is pretty positive right now. Okay, so let's get this back to the farm. I mean, if we can do this every season, every grass season, it's gonna be spectacular. 80,000 a pop, that's not bad. And I mean, if we expand the farm size, then even better. But what I might consider doing, instead of buying a new field, is getting the flatbed setup going. I know the barn is very close, so it's not too much of an issue doing the whole back and forth the whole time with the bale trailer. But I mean, if we can do it one shot, then awesome. Also, if we're delivering for a farmer directly, then it might not be this close, and it's a lot of wear on the tractor going back and forth and everything. So there's a lot of stuff to consider regarding the equipment one uses. Let's get this parked up without crashing into anything. And there we go. This is our mowing setup, people. Front mower, rear side mower, rake, bale, wrapper, and wagon. Awesome. So let me just get to the store catalog quickly. What I was thinking about doing is, that's going to be an easier way to do this. There we go. The IT runner. So you get the base trailer, and then you get different trailer attachments, skip, grain containers, and a transport container, which is basically a flatbed. So this goes flat on the ground, which means I can drive up from the rear, deposit the 8 bale stack with from the Ursas, and I could get at least I think 4 or 5 on here, which basically cuts the delivery time down to a quarter. So it's a consideration. And I mean, then the other thing that we can look at, if I open the satellite map, is a new field. So that's our field 16 right there. Field 2 and 3 are arable. 17 is a grass field, but that's going to be too expensive. And 4, even that's too expensive. So there's a lot of grass fields. So even 10, 12, 9, 4, 2, all of them are grass fields. You can buy a field 9, 10 or 11. The other thing that I want to look at, as I said, adding some variety to what we do, is going to require a tether. So we can get the largest tether, 13 meters. That's going to cost 27 grand, which will then take us back down to in the 70s. And see if we go that low, then we won't be able to afford any piece of land. That's 76, that's 76, 68. That's just gonna take the funds way too low. I think we're gonna be stuck with a single field for at least one more season, and depending on what we can get. Yeah, we're gonna be stuck with that for at least one more season. But I mean, it's not too bad. The other thing we can do, just get to the pickup truck quickly, is again local farmer contracts. Assisting them with fertilizing, harvesting, planting, all those kind of things. Let's quickly check what's on the sheet there, just to make a little bit of extra money. So we've got cultivating on field 1. That might take some time. Which one's field 1? Yeah, that's a big field. That's a big field. Field 2 sowing should be fairly quick. Yeah, let's do sowing on field 1. We haven't done that before. Okay, I want to borrow the items for that, please. Thank you very much. And let's get to the store to pick up the stuff. If I really were to expand the grass fields, I'd love to get this thing. It's next to the farm. It's quite a big field, but I think that's in the range of 250,000. It's similar in size to our field 16 over here. And the other thing, as I said, we still have over and above our current loan another 500,000 required to purchase the fields around the farm. But I mean, those are arable fields, so we've got a lot to work towards. Let's see. Just in case, Puma. Nothing new for us. I just want to check the specs on these Lincolns. Azure 9. And what's this? Solitaire 23. Let's check if we can get the online spec sheets for that. It's gonna be cedars, right? No, not cedars. Planters. I didn't even check out the planter. So this has got a very small grain capacity or seed capacity of 600 liters, 6 meters wide. This thing only does fertilizer, so we don't actually need to attach this. They only need seed. So let us purchase a pallet of seed. The store's just around the corner here. A pallet of seed. 5,000 liters. Yeah, and if we do jobs again for other guys, then you know it's worth it having some extra. Let's get this connected. What are we planting anyway? Get that opened up if I can. Can I? Should be able to. I can't. Interesting. Let's just put that down for a second. Can't put it up. There's a seed. There's a seed. What are we planting anyway? Sugar beet. Okay, cool. Let me just get the settings right on this quickly. We're doing sugar beet. Okay. We get to use the telehandler. Oh, this is exciting times, people. I haven't used one of these before. Okay. Just get it over the container there. Okay, cool. A little bit more to the front. There we go. We're filling up. That's all it's using. Just in case we need some more. Cool. Let's pick it up. I'm going to fold it up for transporting, and then we're going to field number 2. Nice, nice. That is this field here. Okay. Get ourselves a straight line across. Again with the breaking the glass and the hammer. Hey, where's the hammer down there? Oh, that's a handbrake. Oh well. Let's get a circuit done. I've never seen it before. This is quite awesome. So with planter, well, seeders rather, and this is a planter with seeders, you can actually get ones that direct drill, which means you don't have to cultivate the ground beforehand, cultivate a plow or anything like that. It just directly seeds on the previous harvest's leftovers, if I can call it that, like the stubble and everything, seeds directly through that. Whereas with planters, they can't direct drill, so we don't have any available in this area of the world that can directly plant in non-cultivated ground. So you always have to either cultivate or plow the ground before you can use the planter. So if you want to do anything like corn, sugar beet, even potatoes, the potato planter, sunflowers, all of them require the grounds to be cultivated beforehand, because they use a planter, not a seeder, because it's a specific row crop. They get planted in specific well, rows, but you know, X amount of inches away from each other, all those kind of things. So they create proper planted rows. It actually looks very nice. Makes it easier to weed and fertilize and everything. There's already a little bit of plants growing, because you can still drive between the rows, which is nice. So I'm just going to do a couple of headlands as well, to make it easier for the GPS system to turn around. There's a little bit more space for it. We don't want to crash into the hedges or drive off into the river. Preferably not, you know. Yeah, let's get this going again. Yeah, it's not an exceptionally wide planter, but it's also not an exceptionally large field, so it should be alright. We've already used almost 200 liters of seed. I don't know, we might have to fill up halfway through. I've got enough seed back at the store, but ideally, you know. But let's see how it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna do the headlands here at the top of the field, and then I'm gonna set the GPS off. and sit back and relax while the GPS guided system does everything for me. So I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do this pass and then another pass on the headland, and then we're going to go GPS. And once I do that, I'm probably going to do a couple of jump cuts or a time lapse or something like that. You guys don't have to sit through everything with me. But yeah, it's fun. This is definitely something new. First time I'm seeding, I think. If it's not, then obviously it wasn't too memorable. But I've harvested, I've cultivated, I don't think I've plowed before. And fertilizing I've done a lot. Fertilization it's a fairly high paying job. I don't know if it's because you work with chemicals, but it's actually very, it's nice jobs. But you only do that like, it's also fast jobs. It's a faster job than planting or plowing or anything like that, and it pays very well. So no, ideally I would like to focus on jobs like that. I mean, you can't always do exactly what you want to. Farming is a multifaceted occupation. There's a lot to it, and you can't fertilize every month. You have to plant, you have to fertilize, you have to plow, cultivate, all those kind of things. So yeah, I don't know, but it's still fun. Let's see if the GPS has enough space to turn around. Go now. Yes, there we go. Okay, so the GPS is working fine. You should be okay with anything, and cool. I will see you guys when you've made a little bit more progress. We are about 90% done with the field, and we've run out of seed. It would have been nice if we could actually complete the entire field with one go, but there's a reason I bought extra. So let's just quickly get this filled up again, so that we can do the last bit. Okay, let's just get this stored away. I'll put that next to the fertilizer bag here in front, so that if and when we need it, it is available. Cool. Let's get this put away. Let's finish up the ceiling. Should fit through the edges like this. Goody. I would have liked to actually hit one of the edges. I'm sure the farmer's gonna be happy if I break his equipment. Ecstatic. So let's get the last bit done. I think the best thing for the farm would be to expand to include hay bales, so basically buy a tether, and then the next step from there would be another piece of grass field. I think if we have a good steady flow of business and income from our grass production, then we can look at expanding either to animals or to the arable side. Of course, the fact that we do have a lot of grass means we can get sheep and cows, which would be wool production or milk production, which is again not a bad idea. I mean, we have okay, farmer's happy. We have yes, I just didn't make it. That was so close. We've got the infrastructure, so we already have a room for cows and sheep on our farm. It was included in the building, so it's already there. We just need to purchase the animals. So there's so many options and so many things I want to do. I honestly don't know what to do. Okay, let's get this done. That's a nice bit of money, and since there's nothing else, let's try and do the cultivating for Mr. Newton on field 1. I mean, we are here, so we might as well just get it done. Nice. Fence 939. I love fence. Green power, people. Green power. Yeah, I know John Deere is also green, but I love them fence. So field 1 is actually on the other side of our farm. But again, not too far. This entire area is really not that big. Everything's fairly close together, which again makes me wonder if I really need to do the flatbed setup for the bales. I mean, even if you have to deliver to one of the farms directly, then it won't be too bad, will it? I don't know. I mean, there's obviously going to be one way to find out, and that's to actually do it and see if it's worth it. But I mean, that's a 50 grand experiment. That's a lot. Wait, what's that? I saw something. Ooh, ruins. Cool. Looks like there was an old farmhouse or something built here. Cool. That's unexpected. That's kind of nice. Edges. But anyway, I think I'm gonna leave you guys here. I don't want to make the vlog too long. So I think next time we're either going to expand to another field or maybe do hay. I'll see how it goes. See if I can maybe do another couple of local contracts for the farmers here. Make a little bit of extra cash. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Feel free to rate, subscribe and share, and whatever you may choose, I will get you on the next one. Bye for now.